What does an American conservative group that's been labeled as extremist by civil rights advocates have to do with Alberta's new school library standards? Unfortunately, a surprising amount. Let's get into it. New reporting from the Investigative Journalism Foundation found that Alberta government officials consulted lists of the most banned books in the United States and the controversial amateur website BookLooks.org when developing the province's recently announced new school library standards. And here's why that's such a big deal. Back in May, Alberta Minister of Education and Childcare Dimitrios Nicolaides announced that the province was investigating what it deemed to be inappropriate books found in school libraries. 3 of the 4 books singled out by the government were graphic novels with LGBTQ2S+ themes, including Maya Kobabe's award-winning memoir Genderqueer, which also happens to be one of the most banned books in America. And now, thanks to emails obtained via Freedom of Information requests by the IJF, we know even more about how it came to be. The emails reportedly show that last year, a ministerial assistant searched both the Edmonton and Calgary Public School Board libraries for books featured on the controversial website BookLooks.org, which has direct ties to the conservative advocacy group Moms for Liberty, which itself has been labeled as an extremist group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. And Moms for Liberty is a whole can of worms to unpack. First founded in Florida back in 2021, they've been instrumental in calls for book bans and bans on teaching about slavery, racism, and LGBTQ++ topics in schools. A 2023 report from the Southern Poverty Law Center compared Moms for Liberty and similar organizations to pro-segregationist parent groups that flourished in America back in the 1950s, and they officially put Moms for Liberty on a list of, quote, anti-government extremist entities. BookLooks was launched in 2022 by Emily Maikisch, a former member of the Book Review Committee for Moms for Liberty. It flagged LGBTQ2S+ themes as varying degrees of appropriate for young people. For example, it ranked even a mention of gayness as inappropriate for young children, while mentions of trans people were, quote, explicit sexuality or gendered ideology, and deemed as needing a content warning for anyone under 13. Since its launch, BookLooks has become a go-to resource for those in America seeking to ban books, particularly books focused on queer and trans people. All of the most banned books in America appeared on the site, and many attempts to ban books at the school board or state level included evidence directly quoted from BookLooks entries. In Virginia, one school district even adopted the site as an official reference tool for vetting its library books. Now, BookLooks unexpectedly announced it was shuttering its operations in March 2025. But evidently it played a key role in Alberta's new school library policy before it sailed off into the sunset. So that's all a big yikes, and more proof of the way that American-style anti-LGBTQ2S+ extremism is crossing the border and directly influencing Canadian policy. But there's more. In addition to revealing the connection to BookLooks, the IJF reporting also found that Nicolaides' chief of staff, James Johnson, specifically referenced PEN America's list of the most banned books in America as a jumping-off point for Alberta's investigation into books, writing in one email, quote, "Can we see which books are banned the most and see if they're in our libraries where appropriate?" And remember, all of this started, according to Nicolaides, because of concerned parents coming forward about certain books in school libraries. But it turns out that those concerned parents might just be largely right-wing advocacy groups with ties to the Freedom Convoy, parental rights advocates, and U.S. extremist groups. It really makes you think.